Last night, I watched President Joe Biden on CNN give a town hall. Don Lemon was his host. And he did okay where the COVID-19 is concerned, where the infrastructure bill that he's trying to get through Congress is concerned. But there was one place that he completely, totally dropped the ball, and that is with our voting rights. I'm gonna tell you, I was so disappointed in his comments. In fact, you could say that I was angry listening to him. He sounded like Joe Manchin of West Virginia, talking about trying to get Republicans to come along, 10 Republicans, and help pass the John Lewis Voter Reenactment Act. I could have that wrong. Or to help pass the For the People Act. Now, we all know that the GOP is not going to help Joe Biden get those bills passed. We know that because the GOP is busy across the country undermining black voting rights. So why are they going to do anything different in the Senate? It's just not going to happen. So why Joe Biden was on national television acting more concerned about the infrastructure bill than he is protecting black voting rights, I don't know. But he knows that if it wasn't for black folks, he would not have gotten elected. You all remember, he was doing very poorly until Representative Jim Clyburn of South Carolina got out in front of the television cameras and helped him win the South Carolina primary. And then it was up from there. It was also blacks standing in line and voting, long voting lines, etc., across the nation, getting him elected. And now he's going to have a sort of a backup spirit, a backsliding spirit where our voting rights are concerned. I was very, very disappointed. In fact, again, I was angry listening to him. He said something to the effect of he doesn't want the Senate to be all blown up over the filibuster. Now we know the only road that will lead toward the John Lewis Voting Rights Act being reestablished or being passed in the Senate is by abolishing the filibuster. We know that at this point. We know that. So for Biden to be on national television, again, talking about bipartisanship, getting 10 Republicans to break rank and support black voting rights is a fool's paradise. We know it's not going to happen. And so why he's not going nuclear and doing everything he can to get those bills passed without GOP support, and that is pressuring Senator Sinema of Arizona and pressuring Joe Manchin of West Virginia. Without doing that, we are going to continue to lose precious voting rights. I love the question that Don Lemon asked him last night. What's more important, the filibuster or black voting rights? I mean, that's my question. Bottom line, Mr. President, you got to make a choice. And you've got to be willing to let this be your legacy. That's why we put you in office, to make the tough decisions and take bold steps where our voting rights are concerned. And not only that, but to protect our democracy. Now, he talked about how the Georgia law allows Georgia legislatures to decide that an election is not fair and then basically change the whole outcome. And he said that that was Jim Crow on steroids. Yeah, it's Jim Crow on steroids also when black folks have lost precious voting rights. How? Through, again, suppressive laws like no voting on Sunday, knowing that many blacks vote after church on Sunday, or shaving off a few days from early voting, or closing polling places in black neighborhoods. All of those things will affect our ability to get out the vote and therefore elect the people that we believe represent our best interests. We know this, and we need the For the People Act passed in the Senate so that we can undo all of this stuff. And meanwhile, Joe Biden is talking about getting bipartisanship from Mitch McConnell and that whole crowd of people, Ted Cruz and all the rest of them. Does, Mr. President, do you take us to be fools? I mean, serious. This is a watershed moment. We need him to step up. Our voting rights are being attacked on all levels, from the U.S. Supreme Court to the states and down on the local level, as well as on the national level. We need a president who is going to roll up his sleeves and get to work as hard to protect our right to vote, black voting rights, as he is about this infrastructure bill. Okay? Yeah, we need roads fixed. We need bridges fixed. We need those kinds of things done. But as an African American, I'm more concerned about my right to cast my vote for the candidate that I believe best represent me. You know, the potholes, yes, that's important, but it's not as important as our people, black people, literally giving their lives, their blood for us to vote. And so we get this man elected, and he's going to say all that junk that he said last night? Really? We know that the GOP is not going to break rank. Mitch McConnell has them on lockdown, and they're not going to do it. They're looking to 2022. They want to take back the House. They want to take back the Senate. And giving Joe Biden a victory where voting rights are concerned will not help them get there. And so they are not about to break rank. And so why Joe Biden will not just turn his attention to abolishing the filibuster. He talked last night about restoring the part of the filibuster where people would talk and have to give, keep the floor by giving long speeches. So he says he would be in favor of that. Well, look, I don't care how it's done. I don't care if the rule is completely abolished. I don't care if it's they got to keep the floor by giving long speeches. But I agree with Don Lemon, who said, who cares whether some racist senator takes the floor and stand up there and talk for 24 hours or 24 months? Who cares? What we need is the filibuster rule to be abolished. It is that important. We got to make him understand. Apparently, he's not getting it. Where's Kamala? Where are you at, Vice President Kamala Harris? Where are you? Why are you not in his ear telling him that this must be priority? He must protect our voting rights. I hate to be so animated, But this really, really is important. It is critical. It is urgent. And I'm stressing it. Folks, if we lose our right to vote, we will be set back for decades. I'm telling you, I'm warning you. We got to keep the pressure on the Democrats to do the right thing. And Joe Biden have got to get in there and stop sounding like Joe Manchin and stop playing this game like Mitch McConnell and Ted Cruz and Lindsey Graham and all the rest of those folks are going to do anything to help him get voting rights passed for Black Americans. Come on, man. Let's get this done. Let's get this done. This needs to be done, and this needs to be done immediately. So, listen, call your senators. Call both of your senators, get on the line with their staff, with their offices, and let them know that you want them to support these laws that are in place. And you may say, well, what good is that going to do? Look, I understand, okay? The GOP is real hardened about their positions, okay? I get it. But at least let them know we're looking, listening, and watching. And some of you live in states where the GOP senators are vulnerable. All the more reason why you need to take a stand. All the more reasons why Joe Biden needs to stand. I talked to you in a video several weeks ago about this most recent U.S. Supreme Court case that did further violence to the Voting Rights Act. And I've talked to you also about another U.S. Supreme Court case from 2013 that did initial violence to the Voting Rights Act. So again, that's why I say our voting rights are under attack from the U.S. Supreme Court, the U.S. Senate, the U.S. House, state legislatures. They are attacking our voting rights, plain and simple. We got to fight back. All right? All right, so this is Reverend Corbett, and I wanted to come up and give you an impassioned plea to get you hopefully motivated and engaged in protecting what John Lewis called an almost sacred right for us as Black Americans, and that is our right to vote. All right? Thank you for listening, and let's get busy. Let's get busy. Thank you.